We're getting closer and closer to the NBA All-Star break, where the association forms a clearer picture of the playoff standings. On this edition of NBA Power Rankings, presented by IHOP, we look at the teams that continue to chug along towards the potential of postseason glory. Starting off our list at number 10, the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio is currently a game back from the third spot and a game back from the 8th seed. The Western Conference is so cluttered with good teams that a lull in any regular season schedule could be the difference between the postseason and a vacation at South Padre Island. The Spurs' biggest concern is the upcoming rodeo road trip, where their 8-12 away record doesn't really bode well. At 9, OKC. The Thunder are 4-6 in their last 10, including an embarrassing home loss to the LeBron and Rondo-less Los Angeles Lakers. They are still situated at the 3 seed in the Western Conference. You can never count out a roster that has Paul George and Russell Westbrook, even though I wonder if they're both starting to eye the possibility of finishing out their careers in larger market teams. Coming in at number 8, the Portland Trail Blazers. Yusuf Nurkic posted a triple-double, the first Blazer to do so since Nicholas Batum was still with the franchise. After a confrontation with Iman Shumpert, Shumpy waited for Nurkic outside the locker room. Yusuf claimed that he ignored Shumpy because he doesn't bother with washed-out players who are about to retire. Oh, NBA, you're so petty. At 7, Boston. This could still be Kyrie closing the curtain on his brief Celtics stint. The C's are still coming in under expectation, but have posted some peak victories this year, including the recent triumph over the Toronto Raptors. Against the top 4 Eastern Conference squads, the Celtics are 6-3, which bodes well for any postseason play. At number 6, the Indiana Pacers. Instead of being a poor sport, Victor Oladipo used a recent blowout to the Philadelphia 76ers as a lesson, acting optimistic in post-game interviews. Oladipo claimed he needed to be more aggressive and attack more. He has the potential to be Indiana's best player since Reggie Miller, who, speaking of which, Reggie Miller doesn't have a statue, but a painting was recently unveiled on a downtown Indianapolis building. The smack talk to Spike Lee's wife is still one of my favorite moments in 90s basketball history. 5, Philly. It seems like Philly has figured things out. The Sixers defanged the Timberwolves, with Jimmy Butler being petty and winking at his former teammates. The biggest win of the week was against the Pacers, a team quietly getting comfy in the top 3 of the Eastern Conference. Since acquiring Butler, the Sixers have the 4th best record in all of the association. We want more. At number 4, the Denver Nuggets. It's difficult to put Denver this high on the list considering the way Oakland blew them out the other night. However, their impressive record tells another story. Denver bounced back against the lesser Chicago Bulls with all 5 starters finishing in double figures. The Nuggets are still unstoppable at Mile High, winning 11 consecutive at home. Their home record is the best in a crowded Western Conference. At 3, the Toronto Raptors. The Kawhi Leonard experiment seems to be working so far, but the problem may be keeping him. A finals victory would probably ensure retaining the Claw's defensive expertise for the long term, but in the event that a postseason exit occurs, Toronto plans to use their status as the 4th biggest media market in the NBA to attract Leonard to stay. After all, Kawhi told management, quote, "I just want to win." Also, a potential Drake mixtape entitled Kawhi would probably help as well. Our resident Milwaukee fan, Adriana Torres, isn't going to like this one, but at number 2, fear the deer, the Milwaukee Bucks. As of this recording, the Bucks are about a half a game ahead of the Warriors and have maintained the top spot on our rankings for weeks. The Deer are still atop the Eastern Conference, but the Raptors continue stalking them, and the distance is rapidly closing. It was recently announced that Milwaukee rejected a Steph Curry trade before settling on Monte Ellis, who got them to their peak of an 8th-place Eastern Conference standing. Poor Wisconsin. What could have been? And at number 1, the defending champs, the Golden State Warriors. Boogie Cousins returns tonight, completing the starting 5 roster of this San Francisco Monstars unit. Curry is starting to look like an MVP candidate, averaging 2nd highest in points per game and field goal percentages in his career. In his last 3 games, Curry has drained 28 3-pointers, which is the amount of teams that have absolutely no chance of winning an NBA Finals this year.
Tonight's NBA Power Rankings are brought to you by IHOP.